So here, those people in line are not waiting to listen the orchestra, but are just waiting the bus, because in this area, as we can see on the left, there are a lot of buses. So I can tell you that it has largely improved, because in the past the buses were very old and very rusty. And now I can see, for example, this one, which is, it's not a Dutch one, it's a real Ukrainian bus. And it looks nice. Ukraine is improving. When you are crossing the road, you absolutely here need to check twice what is happening. You can here buy some flowers. There are all time flowers here, absolutely all time. So you can buy a bucket for your lady. If you had some correspondence previously with this woman for quite a long time and established some real connection about your intimacy, I would advise you, because culturally the men are buying flowers. Let's go to explore a market, a little market. Don't know if there will be a lot of people. So one of the particularity in Ukraine is that's quite difficult for strangers. You can see some building like this, and inside you can have some mall. You can have a lot of shop, and for example here there is a library. I've been there 2 years ago, and you cannot guess it if you, or it's difficult to guess that, for example, you can change the money inside. Of course, there is a plate telling you I'm in valued with some currency, so you can guess. So in this building you can find many things, but if you don't speak, if you don't read any Cyrillic, you will have some hard time to find out whatever you want. Again, you can see the line of people waiting for the bus. So believe me, this is not really a pleasure here in Ukraine when you don't have a car and you have to be popular. But here people are very friendly and very disciplined, so they will not try to cut the queue. If here you don't have a car, you are quite poor, you have to use those type of transport. The big bus are the bus of the city. There are also intercity bus, and you have what is called the little yellow bus in Ukraine, which are named marshutka, and there are dozens, hundreds, thousands of marshutka, or thousands of marshutka all over Ukraine. Additionally, in the big city you have a metro, so now there is a line of metro in Dnipro with 5 stations, but I never been in the metro. I suppose that, I don't know if it's working. I will try to get some information, and this line should be extended to 8 stations in the future. 8 stations, it is named here in Ukraine, in Russian, stantsiya. The plural is stansi. I'm quite disappointed because the market has not many people walking in. We can see a lady now that is closing. So it's not the rural markets that I have known 10 years ago. You can see some people selling some book. And now we arrive to a typical theater. Old-fashioned Soviet time, and it's beautiful. It had been repainted, renovated. I like to go to some cultural events in Ukraine. Right now I didn't have time to go to the opera. Last time I was in Kiev in the opera. Let's see what this place is telling us. I've been there to see a concert a long time ago. It's the dramatical theater. Yes, dramatical theater, but I think that they can play some music here. It's written in Ukrainian, the last sentence, and my knowledge in Ukraine is quite nuts. Let's see what happened inside. I asked inside and there is only spectacle, maybe like a comedy, and the concert will restart later. But good luck because it's all in Ukrainian. To understand something is quite difficult, and the opera is also in Ukrainian language. And I watched an international opera that was in French initially, but the way they speak French, I couldn't understand almost anything. So this is a typical old Soviet style with some cascade. It's quite strange. I mean, the Soviet architecture is quite strange in aesthetical design. It's quite heavy sometimes. We are approaching the most area, and I will show you the old style building, Soviet type, which is totally in demolition, and they will rebuild one other. But I know this building for 10 years now. It's completely destroyed, and I will show you the new construction, but because I found out that there are quite a lot of construction going on right now in Dnipro. Because Donetsk and Lugansk has gone, Dnipro has become the third city of Ukraine after Kiev, Kurs, and Kharkov. Dnipro is a quite important city. It has been a very closed industrial and military city during the Soviet time, and it was a forbidden city because of the industry of the rockets. Here we are at the most city center supermarket with this tower. There are two here. You can see that they are building all new right now. We will go to the entrance. So it's not only a supermarket. Normally you have a cinema, and I want to check if there is still the building because normally they have closed. When I give you some information, it's not 100% sure because a lot of places are changing. I mean that they could be closed anytime, the owner could change. You need to take this with a grain of salt. Here you can see the most tower, two towers, and I would advise you to not rent a flat here because it's noisy and it's especially overpriced for what it is. You will pay easily 60 or 70 bucks or more, and I think it doesn't worth off. Another view of the most city center with the main entrance. Here to join the bridge, because most mean bridge. So we could come along the Dnipro, and we will see the Dnipro, and along the Dnipro there is a very long promenade where a lot of people are strolling. And a lot of activity taking place there. It's a popular spot if you want to pick up some woman. It's likely that avoid maybe the city center and go on this place, especially I think Sunday, because a lot of people don't work Sunday, but every evening during the summer. So my ex-wife really liked this place because you have all the perfumery, you had all the makeup necessary with the best brand, and I suppose that for a woman you can find a lot of things here. You need to know that there is a real supermarket grocery below after the entrance, so you can see those people, they are aiming for the supermarket right now. Now we arrive in the cinema. It's a brand new build, so be careful because here the film will be in Ukrainian language, maybe a little in Russian, and so no subtitled in English. But if you want to improve your Russian and especially your Ukrainian language, that could be a good plan to go to the cinema. It's a very good standard here. To join Dnipro, it's a little slide. You have to come along this type of stadium. This is a very old Soviet style for most Western guy. This is quite ugly.